I think that my big advice is disaggregate again, look at the uniqueness of the country, look deeply before you leap. There are opportunities, diamonds in the rough that a lot of companies miss. I think you have to also look at the risks differently. There are a lot of operational risks that are overlooked, and there are a lot of great opportunities that are overlooked. So you kind of have to have your feet to the ground, eyes on the ground. You got to know the people, know the countries. I think that very well, and not just go by the headlines. And also, I think companies have to understand that generally Africa is a data desert. So a lot of the information that a company would generally rely on to make good decisions doesn't exist. And so what do? That means you have to have people on the ground before you leap to get that information, to really look critically at these economies. Others are doing it, others are making great returns on investments in Africa, and certainly I think the companies that I talked to here today can do the same, and it's a worthwhile endeavor. Well, I'm very optimistic and bullish on East Africa, and that's because of the regional integration. It's the fastest, most successful integration experiment in Africa, where you're talking about countries that are operating increasingly as one block. As you know, the biggest impediment to doing business in Africa is the balkanization of the region, the 54 countries, the very sticky borders, not being able to move people and goods very quickly. In East Africa, that trend is changing. And so if you start in a business-friendly country, for example, like Rwanda, Rwanda's market may be small, but you can, from Rwanda, go into all of East Africa. So I'm very positive about Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, and the countries of East Africa. Even Ethiopia in East Africa is very promising, 100 million people with rising incomes. I'm also very excited about the urbanization trends in Africa. Africa is has the fastest growth in urbanization in the world, and with increased urbanization comes increased productivity and increased opportunities as well.